to my YouTube channel, Standing Tall on Tuesdays. And today, I am interviewing Laverne Thomas. Yay. Hey guys! Yay! Hi! And before we begin, guys, welcome back. Like I said before, and hit the subscribe button. And I thank you all for sharing and what else? Just being here and listening and enjoying my stories. And we're gonna jump right in because we have so much to talk about today, and I am so excited. I just cannot wait. So, oh my God, doing exciting big things. Oh my God, always has so much going on and so much
all at the same time.
Yeah. You are a mother. Yes. You are an entrepreneur. Mm-hmm. You are author. You are a radio host.
Yes.
You yeah. So let's jump into it.
I forgot about that.
Yes. Yeah. See? No.
Yeah.
We're not forgetting about anything. So okay, let's jump right into the tea.
Okay.
So, what's the favorite thing about you that nobody knows?
That I have like these mini concerts every day. Like if it's not in my car, it's in my room before I get up. But I have all these songs in my head. I dance, I sing. Like I swear I'm like the best singer, the best performer out here ever. So I envision myself like on the stage and thousands of people watching me, and I just have fun. Just have concerts in my head.
Oh, I'm like, wait a minute, what? Oh,
yeah,
so
like dance parts.
You're the one that's performing.
Yep,
you're
I'm the one that's performing. Yep.
Okay, nice. Yep. So yeah, that people don't know that.
That's so opposite of me. Like I'm very, quiet and sit back. No. I have a whole party in the morning. In your head. Okay, I love that. Nobody knew that. Okay. But now everybody knows. Everybody knows. She has her own mini concert, guys. Yes. Okay. This is one of my favorite questions. How do we know each other? So much fun. So we know each other from church. Mm-hmm. I was serving in the youth ministry, and you were always there with First Lady. Mm-hmm. And you would just be looking at me like, I cannot believe you're doing all this stuff. Like, well, first you would come in and get Cheez-Its. Snacks. Because who loves snacks? Every week. But you were always so amazed at what we were doing, and I was still a little quiet because I was in a new space, new role. I was just there for the kids, but I was trying to feel my way through in terms of the role, because I had, taken somebody else's seat that, was there and was a fan favorite. So I was kind of watching to see where I fit in, but still doing what I had to do with the kids. And you were always so friendly, and you took time to talk to me, and I just looked at you like, oh my gosh, she's coming to talk to me, she's coming to ask me questions. Really? Like, yeah, you. Oh, like I saw you as such a bigger light. So I was honored that you took time out to actually connect with me. And then we just connected, I think because I had Cheez-Its every Sunday. But we just connected ever since then. Snacks, y'all. Well, I love snacks, but no. Oh my God. You had such a sweet spirit, and you always encouraged me, and we just blossomed into something beautiful. And here's the thing, like when I was coming over there, I was like, this woman loves the kids. Like when I tell you, she loves the kids, and you had just started that role. Mm-hmm. You cannot even tell that she just started that role, or had just begun that position. Yeah. Because it was like you just automatically just jumped in, filled the position, and was great at it. Like everybody loved her. All the kids, they loved her. All the teenagers, everyone loved her. Even the parents, they loved her. So I didn't even realize that you had just started that role. Yeah. And I mean, you were easy to talk to because everybody just, talked to you. Everybody just. And I would just sit back and look at the kids like, Yeah. I even tried to have you serve a couple of times. She's like, no, why eat my cheese? I was like, no, I'm not gonna do it. And look, whenever the kids would act up or whatever, it'd be like, go sit next to Deidre. So yeah, that's who I was. But oh my God, you just were such a natural with them. And yeah, you did well. You did so well. I love children. Yeah, yes, she does. It doesn't matter, and I treat all of them as if they're my own. Mm-hmm. So, you sure do. Yeah. So, oh my goodness. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's how we met. That is exactly how we met. And that was 4 years ago.
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
It's been 4 years.
It's been 4 years.
Man, time
Mm-hmm.
waits on nobody or anything. It really does fly. So, getting down to the serious stuff, share your story of overcoming.
Okay.
Love this.
So it's surprising that we were just talking about how we met, because that was actually so 2016 was when everything kind of transitioned for me. It really started 2014. So that was the year. Previously, I was in education. So my last role was an assistant principal over a high school on the west side of Chicago. I loved it. Anything dealing with kids. Like, I was working in social service, child protection service. Like, I was always with kids. But education was my favorite. So that school lost its funding. It was a charter school that was like a mom and pop charter. So we were running out of funding, and CPS only approves charters for so much. So we had to close. So I was losing my favorite job. I was pregnant with my daughter. So around that time, I think I actually had her. So I had her in March, and I had to come back to close the school out. That was my responsibility, was to close it out and transfer all the kids to their new schools. So that was going on. So a complete career shift. Pregnant. Had the baby, but I was actually going through a little bit of postpartum. And the postpartum wasn't towards my daughter. It was more so towards my ex-husband at the time. Because during that same time is when I discovered our entire time being together, like, it was infidelity. And I mean, all the way up until we were dating. Like, he's never been solely mine. But I just found that out at that time. And then I also found out that my dad was terminally ill. So, and if anybody knows anything about me, like, I am a daddy's girl. Like that, my dad was my best friend. My mom and I were close, but it was just something about me and my dad. We were just the best of friends. So I was like, I can't lose both these men at the same time. Like, my two men in my life at the same time. So what I chose to do was to do the honorable thing with my dad. Like, I just went ahead and just kind of submerged everything I was dealing with my ex-husband. Stayed in that situation while I took care of my dad. So whatever my dad needed, even if it was, he had a taste for apple pie, I figured out how to make apple pies, like whatever it was. So that whole 2.5 years, I took care of him along with my other siblings. But also I stayed in that marriage that just wasn't healthy. Because after he was exposed, it was kind of like, all right, it is what it is, it happened. Like, there was no apology, there was no trying to get me to see things differently. The reconciliation just was not there. It was just like, get over it, like, let's move on. So dealing with that for 2.5 years, trying to find a new job,
new baby,
and I really felt bad with my daughter, because with my son, I gave him all this time and this attention, but again with my daughter, I was going through postpartum and just dealing with that infidelity situation and losing my dad. I really didn't give her the time, her first year of life, the same way I did with my son. So I still feel like, and she's 6 now, that I'm trying to make that up. And I know a part of me, I spoiled her because of that, but it does still affect me to this day that I didn't give her that attention. So all of that was going on at the same time, and I didn't go back into education. I asked God, I said, okay, God, like, I can just ride this unemployment out, but if you want me to work, give me a job. I said, because I'm tired, it's too much going on, and my sister worked for the government, and everybody knows you apply for the government, it used to take you 9 months to a year, 2 years to get in. I said, okay, God, this is what you want me to do. I'll apply for this job and you gotta hire me. It was less than 30 days that they called me. So I'm like, okay, well, you just want me to go back to work. That's fine, I'll do it. It was the most miserable job I have ever had in my life. It was with, I'm not gonna say which administration, but the people were mean. It was that whole government mentality is absolutely true.
It's like you have to take a course in being mean to get
And at first I thought I was being punished. I'm like, God, all the stuff that I'm dealing with, like, why would you put me here? And it took me some time, but I had to realize that God was fine-tuning me, and he was shifting in me for something different, and he wanted wanted me to see that helping children and teens was really what he wanted me to do. But I was kind of losing that in everything I was dealing with. And also, I was the light, like where my cubicle was. I had people who didn't believe in God, stopped going to church, some people who were doing some other things, and God used me because I hated it so bad there that I had sticky notes with scriptures all over my cubicle. I had my devotionals everywhere. I had my gospel music playing in my headphones.
Yes.
I even did where I had the holy oil, and I would touch the edges of my cubicle and be like the vampire moves, like, don't come across this if don't come across this cubicle if this is what you're about. Like, I just don't want no parts of it.
Mm-hmm.
And amazingly, people who had the worst attitudes would never come like in my space.
Mm-hmm.
God
mm-hmm.
was protecting me.
Mm-hmm.
But I was there for 2.5 years because God was using me. And even to this day, I talked to a couple of people I used to work with, and they found God, they got married, and they watched me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're like, I'm watching you from social media, and I see what God is doing for you, and I'm just so happy for you, and I got faith now. So it's like God used me. It was for a
Mm-hmm.
purpose. But when my assignment was up, he told me to go apply for the job that I had.
Mm-hmm.
And that process just completely changed my life. It's like he was telling me, you did what I told you to do in the midst of all your pain, so now I'm going to give you what you asked for. And that job was like everything to me. I loved it, loved the environment, never had a negative thing to say about it. It grew me up. Like, I was just in my happy place. And I felt like,
positioned you for where you needed to be.
Yeah, it was a blessing. So, I overcame all of that heartache.
Right.
Yeah. But I eventually did divorce him too. And I did all of that when I started that new position, and nobody knew.
Mm-hmm.
I was going through, I still had my ring on, but every day I would go to work. I would go same way I am now, happy-go-lucky, go in my car and cry.
Oh, yeah.
Go in the bathroom and cry. Get my 10 minutes out and then get back on it.
Mm-hmm.
Because somebody else needed me. But it also helped me because I think if I hadn't been at that position around so many pastors and ministers and people who were genuine, I don't know how I would have dealt with that divorce because it pulled everything out of me. And that same time was the time my dad passed away. I still feel like that pain was worse than that, than losing my best friend.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like losing my dad gave me the strength to go through that divorce. Because I don't think I would have went through it without it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Wow.
it helped me.
Right. Because losing your best friend was worse than
the worst.
losing your husband, I'm sure.
Yep.
Yeah. It made it probably easier. Huh?
Yeah. Like, what can you do to me at this point?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So my next question is, well, you did talk about like your standing tall and on God's promises moment, but what were like your favorite scriptures that you like stood on, or did you have favorite scriptures? Because like you said, you had like scriptures,
everything
right on your cubicle, and just during those times, did you have favorite scriptures that you stood on?
Not necessarily favorite scriptures, but any scripture that had 818. Like
818.
818.
Wow.
Because
Okay.
818, that was my dad's birthday, August 18th.
Okay.
And that was the last scripture. Romans 8:18 is the last scripture that I texted him when he was having a hard time at work. But my dad was a police officer.
Okay.
So he was in these uncomfortable situations at the same time with a tumor growing on his spine and all of that. So he worked really, really hard. But he trusted me. So whenever he felt sick or whenever he felt like he was in pain, and he's like, I don't know what's going to happen to me. I don't know if I'm going to make it. Like, he would call or text me. And he texted me something that day. Oh, I think he had got sick and had to pull over on his lunch break. And I just sent him that scripture. And that was the last, text that I remember sending him.
Okay.
So everything 818.
Anything 818. Okay.
Kind of got me through it.
Okay. What would you say to others going through what you've been through? What would you say to them?
Whew. Definitely need God. Like, I don't know if I didn't have God, what I would have done. Because all of that was life-changing experiences, but it happened at the exact same time. I remember just being completely broken and just crying on the floor and just asking God why. And God told me and he showed me and he helped build me up. So if I didn't have God, I probably would have went insane.
Mm-hmm.
So even if you don't see it in that moment, even if you don't feel it, just trust that he's there. And I promise you, he's going to show up. And he's going to show up and, like I like to say, show up and show out.
Mm-hmm.
Like give you everything and more. Just got to stay faithful and speak positively. Like don't say, this is the worst I've ever felt in my life. Just say, I'm not feeling well right now, but I will be better. Like I will be. This will be better. This will change. It's going to get better. Like and rely on.
It won't always be like this.
It won't always be like this. Look now, like now I can smile.
Listen,
I'm happy.
Like
I'm at peace.
So at rest.
At rest. Yeah, absolutely. So definitely stay connected to God and godly people. The right people, because
I always say that
it's
like
so
you gotta
true.
have the right circle.
You gotta have the right circle.
Godly counsel.
Yep.
Yeah.
I remove myself from all my friends. I told you I have 8 siblings. None of my siblings knew except for one what I was going through.
Wow.
And it's not that I didn't trust them; it's that I knew that one would know exactly what to say. And she would know how to pray for me, and she would know how to help me without judgment and without trying to convince me to stay
or opinionated.
Like she was just that person. So I found that to not communicate, even my best friend, I didn't tell her everything that was going on. She had just got married, and I didn't want my negative experience to affect her marriage. So it's just me and my sister, and then once I started really getting involved with church, I connected with wonderful people like you and Anna that gave me all this great advice, and that changed my life. So that's why I said I didn't know if I was there. I don't know where I would have been. So yeah.
So with that being said, what would you say to your younger self? What would you say?
What would I say to my younger self? I would say take it slow. Just take it slow, and to learn who you are and what you like and what you're about. Because I made the decisions, because I don't hate my ex-husband. I know I wasn't whole when I met him. So I had some broken pieces based off the relationships I had before him that attracted the broken pieces in him. So when God started to grow me up and evolve me, that's why I was no longer attractive to him, because I wasn't on the same page anymore. So if I had have taken the time when I was younger to learn who I was, learn all about God and what his promises were for me and what he wanted for me, I wouldn't have made the many relationship mistakes I made before my ex-husband. So just take some time.
Take some time.
Take some time.
Yeah.
Don't be in a rush.
Oh my God.
I was in a rush. Like I wanted to get married from like being a kid.
Were you,
I saw my parents. I was 28 when we got married.
Okay.
Yeah, but I always wanted that. Like my parents just had like this beautiful marriage. They were the best friends. I have all these siblings. I wanted it. And the first guy that offered it to me, I took it, and it wasn't the best decision.
So just take your time.
Just take your time. Slow down.
Wow. Well, we're done.
Are we?
Yeah. I just want to say what I most admire about you, and I just want to say to God be the glory, because I didn't know that you looked like that, because I just looked at me like that, and I just, Pastor always says people watch you, people you know, people you don't. So I just thank you for that. But what I want to say, what I most admire you, that you are a boss lady, like doing the doggone thing. Like, you was around now running children's ministry like woo woo woo, and I was like, Jesus, look at that. You know what I mean? So it's no surprise to me that you are doing what you're doing now. It is no surprise to me that, like almost, I'm gonna say every week, but like every month, whatever, that you have like this new book or this new endeavor or this new, you know what I mean, out and promoting and always doing something. So it's no surprise to me. You're always inspiring. You're always in motivation and invigorating and all of that. And I'm so excited to be a product of that. You know, if it's not children, it's women.
Yep.
And I just remember that during the quarantine, the lockdown, the shutdown, that God was telling me to do some things. And I was just like, okay, Lord. And one of the things, and I shared this on my May YouTube, that was to pour into others. You know what I mean? And that's what I did. I was pouring into others from my book, my workbook. And then I've always wanted to be a life coach, because life coaching was something that transitioned my life, that changed my life. And I'm sure you've heard of him, like IPEC and that whole thing. And so when I was working at my job, it was 2 opportunities, and I took them, that I was, tried to get into the IPEC program.
Okay.
Now I was working, making very good money, and had applied, and I couldn't get in. So I was just like, wait, what, Lord? I can't. Wait, what are you doing?
Me?
Right? Like, what? Right. And I was like, what do you mean? They was, couldn't get in for whatever. First was financial, and I wasn't taking out another loan, because I had already went to school. I had took out a school loan and was still paying them back, and I was like, nope, I'm not doing that. So the second way that I tried to go through was do my work, tuition reimbursement. And my job was like, well, no, Deidre, this doesn't fit the requirements of our job, and you can't do that. So I was just like, wait, what now? So that was the second way. So I was just like, okay, God, it's not for me, right? So fast forward, pandemic, right? I don't have a job, no government, couldn't get unemployment, all of that. So I'm just like, Lord, I really want to do this life coaching thing. So I'm praying about it. And I was like, and I wanted to be biblically based. I wanted to, and I prayed. When I tell you, I was praying about this thing, and it was right after I had poured into the V12, a group of V12 ladies.
Wow.
Right? You posted about yours. I looked and I was like, oh my God, Laverne, are you kidding me? I couldn't believe it.
That's so awesome.
I said, God, wait, first of all, this is it. Like, Lord, I'm looking up, and I'm like, God, this is it. It's biblically based. It's life coaching. It's Laverne. Okay, so I said, okay, God, I'm gonna calm down. Let me calm down, right? So I calmed down, and then I was like, okay. So I was like, okay. And then I looked at how you had it set up. The first session, have the individual, then the second accelerated, third, right? Yeah. And I was like, okay. And I was like, God, I'm debt free.
Right.
I'm debt free. So I'm gonna stay that way, because I know you ain't gonna have me get back into debt. So I went through all these things and praying. You know the story. So I said, okay, God, what we gonna do in this pandemic? I got in touch with you and was like, hold me a spot.
Yeah, she did.
I was like, hold me a spot, because I'm gonna be right back. Yeah. Let me go pray about this. While I'm praying, God has already worked that thing out.
It wasn't even 30 minutes.
Oh my God. Work that thing out.
I'm like, because you was like, this, I know I shouldn't be asking you to hold my seat. I'm like, Deidre, it's you. Of course, I'm going to hold it.
Right, but I was like, I just got to go ask God what he going to do. And in the vision, I saw Abraham and his son, Isaac, where he was telling the servant, we going to be back.
Yep.
And I came out the bathroom, and my phone is ringing. And the young lady that said that she was going to sponsor me was like, Deidre, this is you. You have to do this.
That is so awesome. When I tell you I was so excited, because literally it wasn't even 30 minutes after we were done emailing each other. The thing is so weird about that is that morning she asked me to be her Facebook friend. Now, I didn't know who she was. I usually know, I'm like, I said, God, but it's a woman, I'll do it. Like, no problem. I just don't accept men. So I just saw the name. So she seems sweet. Okay, all right, no problem. 20, 30 minutes after I emailed you, she was in my inbox. And she wouldn't have been able to get in my inbox if we were not friends, because I had all of that blocked. But she was telling me, like, hi, Laverne, I know all about you. Well, how do you know about me? Okay.
Right.
But she said, God is telling me about Deidre. Deidre is my sister that I pray with. and I want to bless her. I want to sponsor her for your coach. And I was like, oh my God, like that was so amazing to me to see God move that fast. And I'm like, so when are you going to tell her? When are you going to tell her? She's like, I don't know. I just want to make sure. Send me all the board. Send me whatever you need me to do. I'm the sponsor. I got to figure out a way to tell her because she don't know I'm doing this. And it was just that.
As soon as I came out of the bathroom praying about that thing,
I loved it.
the phone was ringing and it was her. And I was still crying. Like, I don't know how God is going to do this. I don't know how God is going to do it, but I have to. I said I couldn't do it when I was working. I couldn't do it when I was making all this money. I couldn't do it because I didn't qualify for it at my job. But now I'm not working. I don't have no income coming in. I don't know what I'm going to do. I have to do this because it's God. And it's Bible based and it's for women. And I got to give what God gave to me. And I got to pour into these women. And I got to do this because it helped me. And I'm just crying and crying and crying. And she was like, God did it, Deidre. God did it.
Right. Like, no, listen.
And I'm like, what? I was like, I know he's going to do it. I know he's going to do it because he showed me Abraham. And I know because I am Abraham's daughter. You told me. And she was like, I know, Deidre. He did it. He did it.
So awesome.
And I was like, what? And she was like, Deidre, I got you. I paid for you. And I was like, wait, what? Girl, when I tell you, I was like, what? I still, girl, when she said, Deidre, I talked to her and I paid for you and this, and when I tell you, I lost it.
I can only imagine.
I lost it. I lost it because I was like, God, when I was in there praying, you had already did it. And let me tell you, that is one thing that he has been showing me through this whole entire lockdown, shutdown. You gonna learn to trust me.
That's it.
That's
it.
I get the glory of everything. No job, no man, no anything. You will trust me. Oh my God. So Laverne, I thank you.
It's my pleasure.
For everything that you're doing, because you are inspiring people to do that thing, and I'm so excited. Because when people watch this, I will have graduated already. Yes.
I love
oh my
so
God.
much.
And I will be on my way. Like, girl, I'm so excited about this thing. Like, in the pandemic, God is showing himself strong. I have so many stories. Like,
so do I.
Like,
that's why I'm bouncing around like this on a Saturday and stuff. Like, it's because God is like, I need you to do. So when you come out, this is all done.
This is all done. Like, I got more testimonies during the pandemic than I do, like, you know what I mean? So I'm just so grateful for people like you. And I connect with Esther because, you know, of Mordecai's and Haggai's that, you know, have cuffed me and have like just sent me on my way. And this thing is just amazing. So I admire you.
Oh, thank you.
Oh my God, I'm so serious. You, I know that people look to you for your integrity, for your motivation, for, you know, you paving the way and the pathway for what you're doing, like with the books and just everything. Like, seriously, you don't even know. People that might not even celebrate you or congratulate you, like in your face, on Facebook, whatever. Just be like, oh, that's nice. I am here to celebrate you. And to congratulate you and to say thank you so much for everything that you're doing, not just for me, but for all ladies, all women that need you, because this thing is needed. You know what I mean? So I thank you so much for listening to God, being obedient to his word, and doing what you are doing, because I needed this. I wanted this, and it is going to help so many more.
Yes.
You are planting a seed for a huge harvest. For a huge harvest. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for giving me confirmation, because, you know, I was scared to put on my social media flyers that I was Bible based. I was so nervous.
That is needed.
I was like, God,
that's giving me encouragement. I mean, I could just
tell them later, but I'm not going to get the clients or I'm not going to get the students I need. But he was like, no, everything is in my name. It's wrapped up in me. It's wrapped up in me. So you got to be honest. If they don't like it, it's not the clients for you.
that is the prayer that I pray. Like, God, I want it to be in you, in your name. It has to be centered in you, because I'm centered in you. You created
Right.
me.
I can't fake it.
This is who I am, and if people don't want that, then they don't want you.
That's right. That's right.
So
that's right.
That's too bad.
Yeah.
People know who I am, and they okay, well,
right.
Take it or leave it.
What is that scripture that say? I rebuke those who don't like you. I feel the same way. Like, we are not friends. We are not cool.
Then,
You're not gonna say this about my God, but yeah. So
I get it.
I was nervous, but I did it, and it was amazing.
And as soon as I prayed that, here you came. And as soon as I prayed, God, how you gonna make a way? Here he comes. You know what I mean? So just like I'm praying about clients, they're going to come.
Oh, they're going to come.
Everything is gonna come in Jesus' name.
In Jesus' name.
That's how that's gonna happen.
That's
so
it.
To God be the glory.
Yay! To God be the glory.
Yes.
Oh, this is
I'm
awesome,
so excited.
Deidre. I'm excited. I'm excited for you. I'm just excited.
Yeah.
Like,
just
overly excited.
Yeah. There's so much more to come.
Mm-hmm.
So much more to come. So thank you.
Thank you.
Oh my God.
Yay.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, I like you.
Love
Thank
you too.
Oh my God. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed this time. I hope you enjoyed this story. Thank you for sharing your story.
Yeah, no problem.
Because it definitely it freed some people up. I know it had to. It had to. I hope you guys share this video. I hope you guys put in the comments what you enjoyed about this video. Share it with others, please, and enjoy. Come on her website. Oh my God.
Yay.
Yeah, because she got like a ton of books. She does so much. She's not all, she's a life coach, she's an author, she's a speaker, she's a radio host. Yeah, all of that will be in the bio. So please enjoy. Have a good rest of the summer. We are officially open, I think.
Yeah, outside is open again.
Yeah, outside is definitely open again. So enjoy the rest of your day, and thanks for watching. Oh yes, Laverne, yes. Okay, so all right, I'm gonna try to get this straight through. Okay. Better come on,
I almost
Jesus.
like the pandemic was like God's way of saying, I'm gonna hold freeze time so you can work on what you work on.
Yes.
It was just
Yes, that thing is good. I want to do this, Lord. I promise you. And all the time.